weigh in tonight. So no real word on what exactly the deal is. Don't believe there's an injury situation. So hopefully just we'll be back and ready to go. Of course, the Eagles, as you talked about, Tommy, kind of getting that meat of the schedule out of the New Year's break. And Michigan State, Franklin Marshall Open, of course, the meet against the former assistants of Jason Borelli's father with Cal Poly, CSU Bakersfield, and Central Michigan, Campbell, all those schools. So, again, we will see. But right now that means an opportunity for Shamil Kalmatov as he is facing off with Dayton DelViscio. Of course, Kalmatov, the junior out of Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, and we are underway. And DelViscio looking for some points early on.
And we also see the debut of Americans' military-themed singlets with the camo red on the back as Shamil able to fight off that first takedown attempt. Good start there for the junior.
Kalmatov, as we mentioned before, from Kyrgyzstan, and really kind of the American collegiate style wrestling, a little different than what he was used to back home, so trying to almost relearn some techniques.
Yeah, and this is both teams wrestling their second wrestler. So Shamil has seen plenty of action, 5-5 this year. Only 2-0 in duels, though, as you mentioned. Jack may have been the stalwart at the top of the lineup, the former NCAA qualifier. And same story for Navy, as it's Dayton DelViscio, the junior. Most of the season it's been Evan Talmadge, so this is one of those kind of toss-up matches where it would be great to see American pick up some points early and get some momentum in front of their home crowd.
Most definitely. And well, we have some points here rolling through. Still no three, and finally the takedown awarded.
Beautiful blast double there. And he was able to do what the Navy wrestler couldn't, and kind of drive through and keep that momentum going, and a great strong finish. And I love the new rule with reaction time, no reaction time. They put an emphasis, the refs this season, on finishing all your takedowns. Before, there was a rule where it could just be like a touch fingertip on the mat and they would give control. The emphasis is total control. And you saw Coach Joey Dance right behind, calling for three earlier than was given, and that's kind of the rule there for those watching at home.
DelViscio gets the escape, so a 3-1 score. DelViscio, the junior out of Media, Pennsylvania, Malvern Prep. Of course, we were talking beforehand, Malvern, very good program, Tommy.
Yeah, that level of national prep wrestling is very big, especially in Pennsylvania, schools like Wyoming Seminary, stuff like that. So anytime you hear prep, Georgetown Prep nearby, those are really strong schools with really strong wrestlers. So he's got a pedigree and getting a chance here tonight.
And even so, even the public school wrestling up there, great as well. As I've said to Jason Borelli before, he's compared it. Is it Pennsylvania, basically the Texas/California of Florida of your high school wrestling, where you're going to get some very good guys, and really, Tommy, guys that maybe weren't state champions but can come in and compete at a high level already.
As a Pennsylvania wrestler myself, I couldn't agree more. Very challenging. Just two levels of wrestling. Virginia has 5 or 6. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, very strong. And as you mentioned, the depth, and Penn State is so strong, and Pennsylvania, kind of the pedigree goes from top to bottom, and there's so many schools in Pennsylvania at the college level that they just need, their high school athletes need other places to go. They can't all go to PA. So definitely an emphasis for Coach Borelli, as we're going to get a stoppage there, maybe a finger poke in the eye. No points awarded, though.
Yeah, DelViscio trying to take advantage of it, that Shamil kind of let his guard down a bit, and Navy bench not happy.
Yeah, they were looking for, because Shamil called for injury time himself, that perhaps the Navy wrestler could have been given a choice of position but that was not called by the ref. I think he called a potentially dangerous or illegal contact or something, as DelViscio with a strong whizzer here trying to hip over. Hard to tell who's in control, and wow, DelViscio flips it over.
So the takedown awarded, no more points.
Yeah, that was dangerous for a second, but only the takedown awarded. 5-3 score now.
Exciting match so far, a lot of action.
Very evenly matched, which was anticipated based on paper. Definitely going to want Shamil to get an escape here in the final 30 seconds to get back within one. And here's that hip over as Shamil kind of initiated, and then he kind of went over but didn't quite have his hips where he needed to be, and DelViscio able to take advantage of it.
29 seconds in the period. Right here by DelViscio early on.
Strong ride here by DelViscio with 10 seconds left.
10 seconds remains, 10.
Shamil going to have some work to do here in the third period.
So a 2-point lead as we head to the final period.
Yeah, Coach Borelli did not like what he saw in referee's position there to close the period. And Shamil definitely, Kalmatov has been the aggressor with that strong first takedown. And he was in pretty good chance on the second one, but kind of got a little out of position on the counter. And so Coach Borelli wants to put him in control here, push the pace, get a 3-point takedown and get the lead, and then kind of work from there.
No real advantage in riding time right now. 10 seconds towards DelViscio, but should not a real factor in the match at this point.
A little half shot there by DelViscio as he's going to continue working himself. He doesn't want to give up any points for lack of activity.
No stalls yet, and almost.
Wow. Arm spin, and Shamil Kalmatov able to get control, and now looking for near fall, almost pinning himself. Wow. Dangerous sequence, and DelViscio right back on top and getting near fall. Completely changes the tone of the match.
Just that quickly, looked like Shamil might have the edge. DelViscio turned it around, and now with a 2-point lead as we're at the 45 seconds left to go.
And he's also, the referee is also holding for a near fall and just awards it as Kalmatov not in the best position there, as he was a little too aggressive on that turn and gets caught. Luckily, he wasn't pinned, as it looked like he might have been for a half a second. But he's going to have 20 seconds, and he's going to need a big play here.
Clock still running. Now I have to figure out the score as the clock continues to run.
We're going to get a buzzer here. Yeah, so here's that arm spin. So Kalmatov in control here, then tries to get the turn and almost pin there. Some refs might have called that touch, and then just DelViscio with the strong look there to take advantage and hold Kalmatov there and get at least a 5-point lead. I think they're working to confirm exactly what the score should be.
And they've adjusted it to 11-7.
So new points. I think what happened was only 3 near fall points instead of 4. Shamil going to need a takedown and a turn. And DelViscio takes a shot to kind of keep Kalmatov off his effort here. Wow! Oh my goodness! Kalmatov might have a chance here.
Didn't get him over.
Wow.
And now
not
a brick
able
will
to
come
get
up.
Yeah, not able to get near fall. So here's DelViscio, really risky move, and then Kalmatov able to pancake him essentially to the back, but only one swipe there, and I agree with this initial call. Not quite enough control for Kalmatov. So I think the score should be 11-9, as the referee going to confirm, but based on my look, I only saw one swipe. That's not a point. So,
honestly, Tommy, in that match, what action? I don't know if it was all the smartest action by both wrestlers. Both guys kind of going for some Hail Marys. And
I mean, you could have argued right off the top that he got more exposure, but the referee not quite in position. And so, unfortunately, that was a really good throw by Kalmatov, and that's his freestyle Greco-Roman background, to be comfortable in that uncomfortable double overhook position. And I like the strategy from DelViscio to be on the attack and not just run away and stall. But not quite the best finish here. But as you saw, like, DelViscio took the initial step there, so he thought he was going to finish, and Kalmatov able to squeeze him and get right in that position. If he had another 5 to 10 seconds, he might have been able to get more on balance and lock in on getting those near fall points as the referee's continuing to look. But I think the ruling will stand. It should be 11-9 with DelViscio the victor. The argument is he could be getting points there, but I'm not sure if they can award near fall after the fact.
you got to give DelViscio credit as well here, too. Or he's caught for a second, just keeps those legs moving enough to stay off his back.
Yeah.
The neck and the bridge there.
Yeah, that would be a big decision if they did end up. So they confirmed no near fall.
So it will be an 11-10 win for David DelViscio to start the match off, as Navy with the great start